This is Michael Walsh, the junior apothecary. His father, Michael Senior, is the senior apothecary in Walsh's chemist in Warren Point, and you're on a mission, so to speak, to help people give up the habit of smoking, and that's a wonderful thing to be doing. I've never smoked in my life. I hate the habit of smoking. I don't see any sense to it. And I can't understand how people get hooked on it. But that's the critical thing. They do get hooked. They're addicted because of the nicotine.
Well, yeah, they're physically addicted because of the nicotine. But there's two sides to the addiction. There's the physical side and the mental side. Now, what we run in the shop is we have a 12-week course. It's funded by the NHS, so it's completely free to the patients when they come in. I do an initial assessment, go through all of their smoking history, how they're smoking, etc. And I can do a personalised program for them, a personalised quit program for them. I can write the prescriptions for patches, gum, inhalator, or if they want, I can refer them to the doctor if they want to go for the likes of the tablets for the Champex. But it's a brilliant program. Yeah. You are getting one-on-one.
One-on-one, but it would take at least one-on-one. It would take a million-on-one to get them off the damn things.
But you have to be in the right frame of mind, and it doesn't matter if you're not in the right frame of mind. If you haven't reached the point where you're like the alcoholics say, rock bottom, it doesn't matter what I'll give you. Yeah. You won't stop. You see, but if you're in the right frame of mind,
it's possible.
Well, I was a smoker myself.
Were you?
Oh, I was, like a train.
How long ago?
I'm off them 14 years.
Wow. And you knew the damage it was doing to you.
But it took me about 6 or 7 attempts before I finally managed to kick it.
You see, people at a certain point in their smoking careers, they come along and they take a pride in it. What do you mean? You know, my granny lived till she was 2005, and she.
That's a defense mechanism.
And you see that coming in.
Yeah, they're using that to shut you up.
Yeah,
which is fair enough, you know. But nobody enjoys smoking. Yeah. It's a miserable existence. Forget even about the health end of things. Put all of that to one side. You're tied to the clock. No matter where you go, you're constantly going, oh God, I'm dying for a fag. When can I get a fag? I have enough fags to keep me going till the morning. It costs a fortune. There's the social isolation. There's the embarrassment, etc. So nobody either intends to start out being a smoker. They all start off. Smoking is a learned skill, and they want to be able to say to people or show their mates or whatever that. Oh, I'm really tough. This is a skill that I'm able to do. They want to be able to smoke, but they probably don't want to be a smoker. Yes. But it's all about changing your perception. People start off when they start off, they say, oh, they're smoking because they want to look tough, or they want to get in with the gang, or look sexy, or growing up, or whatever.
Yeah.
Scoot down the line a few years, and they're saying, oh no, the reason I smoke is it helps me with stress, and it helps me relax, and it helps me.
Which is nonsense.
But that's their perception, so therefore it's the reality.
There it is, and it's not nonsense because it's their perception.
Oh, it's a very real addiction.
But you can smell smokers, you can see smokers, you look at their skin, and you can tell, out of 10 people, you smoke, and you smoke. You can tell.
But all of the smokers know all of that. All of the smokers know why they shouldn't be smoking, and the government and medical profession have rammed it down their throats for the last 50 years. But we're not getting any more people to stop smoking. It's completely plateaued out. So it's a time to take a different tack. And to me, it's not about telling people how to stop smoking, because everybody knows the arguments now. Smokers know them more than anyone else. But my job is to tell people how to stop smoking. And that's where I step in. And we do it through a 3-stage ban. But it's nothing to me whether somebody smokes or not. I'm not one of these mad anti-smokers.
Yeah, you leave that to me.
Yeah, I'll leave that to you. But where I see myself in a role is like a trainer.
Yeah. We're going to talk to a trainer in a moment.
Yeah,
the great Oran McCurry. And we'll be hearing lifestyle.
But that's where I see myself in terms of I can show you how to throw a punch, I can show you how to block a punch. I'll shout encouragement every step of the way, but at the end of the day, it's the smoker themselves that has to get in the ring.
Yeah.
And it's them that have to go through the punches. And it's going to be tough. I don't believe in sugarcoating it for people either. It is a hard thing to do. There's 16 million ex-smokers out there, and every single one of them find it hard to quit. I don't care what they tell you down the pub.
What is the chemistry? What is the chemistry of that difficulty? What's the chemistry of the monkeys that are on their back?
It's very simple. There's in every single cigarette there's 4,000 chemicals, right?
Wow.
But the one that we're interested in is nicotine, right? Now the funny thing about it is nicotine is probably the least harmful out of those 4,000. Nicotine doesn't cause cancer, it doesn't cause lung disease, heart disease, or anything like that. That's all of the other muck that comes in along with it, your arsenic and benzics and tars and whatever. But what nicotine does is nicotine gets into the brain. And it does it very quickly. 7 seconds after you take a pull on a cigarette, the nicotine that is in that cigarette is now in your brain. Now that's your first problem. The second problem is once it's in there, it's very similar to a naturally occurring chemical in your brain, a thing called acetylcholine. And acetylcholine acts like your volume control in the brain. It turns up certain processes and turns down other processes. And what nicotine does is nicotine mimics it. So after you've been smoking for 3-4 months, your body turns around one day and says, why am I producing all of this acetylcholine when I'm getting bucket loads of it in the cigarettes? And it turns off the tap. Now from that minute on, you're in trouble. Because from that minute on, you're not getting any from your body, so you have to get it from the cigarettes. It's no longer your choice to smoke. You're biologically compelled to smoke. And
the cigarette's replacing your body function.
Yeah.
And
so
the pain is reversing that.
Yeah, that's the pain. The first thing that we have to do is we have to reverse that. Now, I can do that I can have the back broken on that in 3 weeks. If you gave me 3 good weeks, I would get your body back to near enough what it was before you started smoking. But, and then we can start working on the mental end. So you start working on the mental end after that. So that's why we do the 12-week course in total. But it is a chemical imbalance within your body, and if your body is in balance, your body will always fight against imbalance.
Yeah.
So it's when a smoker says, I need them to handle stress, what they actually mean is, you know what, I can't handle this stress while I've got this monkey on my back. Give me a second.
Yeah. And the other thing they come out with, it helps me lose weight.
Rubbish. Complete and utter rubbish. If there's been hundreds of studies done, and there's never been a concrete link between weight and smoking. And the clearest evidence we have of that is if there was, it'd be the first thing they'd put on the pack. Yeah. They would love to have it on the pack.
They would. Yeah, they would put it on the pack. Yeah.
There's 3 reasons why people put on weight when they stop smoking. We got time for...
We have, of course.
First
Why
reason.
not? This is important.
Well, the weight control is an important aspect within people stopping to quit, and some people don't even try in the first place because they don't want to put on weight. But the 3 reasons basically: number 1, they go from smoking 20 Benson and Hedges a day to eating 20 Hobnobs a day, right? They substitute, right? The second reason is that their taste buds come back.
Yeah.
They haven't tasted food in years, and they start enjoying the food again.
Yeah.
And the third reason, the most common reason, is they get confused. Now, you get confused between hunger and nicotine cravings.
Wow.
Now, I can remember when I was a smoker, and one day going, I'm gagging for a fag. And a friend of mine who had never smoked says, explain that to me.
Yeah.
What does that feel like? And the closest thing I could get to it was like a really bad thirst. It's like you're edgy on side and you have butterflies in your tummy, but it's like a really bad thirst. Now, this isn't even an issue for people who are trying to quit. It's an issue throughout the smoking community, because most people biologically will smoke in around about 20 a day. They might smoke 17, they might smoke 23, but in around that. Now, you look at the people who are smoking 10 a day, they tend to be a bit on the chubby side. No more than myself, they're no stranger to toffee crisp, right? You look at the fella who's smoking 40 or 60 a day, a little whippet of a fella who lives off fags and coffee.
Oh,
now, he's getting confused as well, because when he's hungry, he's reaching for the fags.
Yeah.
Whereas the 10 a day, when they're looking for when they're craving nicotine, they're reaching for
the biscuits.
For the biscuits. But it's all about this chemical imbalance, like I say, and it is, if once the body is in balance, the body will fight against that.
Yeah.
And it's the exact same as you trying to relax if you were bursting to go to the loo.
Yeah.
If you were bursting to go to the loo, you couldn't sit down here, you couldn't concentrate on what we were doing, you couldn't relax. So
Same thing.
Exact same thing.
Yeah.
And there'd be no point in me saying to you, oh well, just don't do it. It's disgusting. It's vile. You know.
You'd have a problem if I was doing that.
You know, because it's exactly the same thing. It's a biological. You're biologically compelled to
I'm
consume this
smiling.
product.
I am biologically compelled to take half a pack of ginger nuts every evening. I'm in there somewhere in the equation.
I think everybody is addicted to something somewhere in their life. But,
absolutely.
Certainly, with the cigarettes it's a very different addiction to anything else. Alcoholics or drug addicts or whatever, they're trying to escape the person that they are.
Yeah.
Whereas a smoker is actually trying to get back to the person that they were before they ever started smoking. Because what a smoker is doing, a smoker doesn't actually enjoy smoking. What they enjoy is the relief from the cravings.
Wow. I see.
So that is what they're actually trying. By taking a cigarette, they are feeling normal again. They've got away from their addiction.
Their body is no longer giving them the nicotine. The balance of the brain is out.
They balanced out. They're missing the acetylcholine.
Yeah.
And they replace that by nicotine, and they feel normal. So they can go about and they can do every normal thing. They can sit down and relax, they can handle stress, they can handle anything like that.
Okay, Michael. Hi. How do the people contact you and how can you help them?
We're in Walsh's Pharmacy.
It's in the middle of Warren Point.
Middle of Warren Point. There are other providers around the region. A lot of other pharmacies do them. There's one in Daisy Hill, there's one in John Mitchell's Place, the clinics that do them. None of them are as good or as much crack or as good looking as myself.
Well, sure, I know this thing.
but no, they're more than welcome. Come along. We had a night in the town hall there in May as well, where I did an information night. It went very well. I'll probably do that again. Yeah. Probably in the new year.
Michael,
definitely contact me. Like I say, 12
Walsh's Pharmacy.
Yeah, and it's all free.
It's all free. Get yourself a new life.
Pick a date and
make it happen. Say no to it. You become nicer to kiss. I've never kissed a woman that smoked in my life. I think that would be a hideous thing to be doing. Why should I inflict that pain on myself? Anyway, we'll not go there. Michael, thank you.
Thank you.
Coming shortly, we've got Oran McCurry talking lifestyle to us. Then following, immediately on that, before 9 o'clock, we have Wildlife Matters. Tony Malidi, our wildlife specialist here, talking about garden things and how we can make trees and plants happy. Is it Mozart or is it Lady Gaga? I think, Tony, that's the sort of general area we're heading in. He's nodding his assent. But in the meantime, neither Mozart nor Lady Gaga, Sean will play us some lovely music. Walsh's Chemist in Warren Point for the anti-smoking campaign. Well, stop yourself smoking. It's more than a campaign. I'm with you, Sean.